So, day one, we drove up to Lambros YHA from Manchester. They were good enough to let us leave the car here for a week. The plan really was then, which we did, we took this path here through these fields, joined this road up to here, and it was actually at this point where we thought the weather was just too severe. We're getting battered by strong winds, heavy rain, so we actually decided we were going to take this lower path rather than continue up towards More Lilio. We took a wise decision then to take this lower path. This path actually though was still quite high. What's that, 467 metres, so yeah, still quite windy. It was actually hurting the skin coming through here, the wind and rain. And we took this path, descended, yeah, that's right, along here, all the way to here, and then up through some slate mines and continued across the railway, all the way down into the village of Ruthie. I actually got here just after lunch because we didn't stop. We'd cut the route short and we were able to take welcome refuge in the Llewellyn Arms Inn. And in the evening we just stayed a little bit further down the road at a bunkhouse. Came back up here for a few beers and had chilli, which Rick made for a meal. There was nowhere else to get food in the valley that night, unfortunately. But a lovely place, Ruthie. And, a tough first day, but very welcome to get to the pub in the evening. So day two started in Ruthie, and we had breakfast at the Llewellyn Arms before heading all the way up here through tip of Bethgillett Forest. There's actually the plan then was to take in these higher fells on this day, which was Moel Lyffin and Moel Goff. The conditions were good enough to do that, so we took a bit of a roller coaster this up and down all the way to the summit of Moel Goff. However, when we got to here, the weather was again far too difficult to continue up to the summit of Moel Habog, so we decided we were going to take this path down here. It's quite rough weather by this point. We took a wrong turn here initially along the boundary and then picked this path up through the forest. Very boggy and wet but beautiful forests all the way down, saw the steam trains, and then arrived in Bethgillett, beautiful village of Bethgillett. Lovely overnight stop, plenty of pubs, a few beers, good night, day two done. Like you can hear, lovely breakfast at the Tamarind Inn in Bethgallet. Beautiful morning as well. It was quite nice to see blue sky when we woke up because we've been soaked for 2 days solid. And we made our way initially along the road before picking up this path. It was quite indistinct again, this path coming up here. But we followed this for most of the morning really, past a couple of nice waterfalls, up and down, very quiet, no one around. Just continued to follow this path all the way until we picked up the main path from Nant Gwynant to the ascent of the south ridge of Urwitha, or Mount Snowdon. Picked up this south ridge, beautiful along here, very quiet, again no people around. Up the stunning south ridge of Urwitha. Forward, saw quite a lot of people there. Some people probably come up on the train, most people tend to come up the pig track, but we took a very quiet route here, and then we descended along the walking path, and as the walking path starts to drop, we continued along this stunning ridge here called Urthywith. Now this is quite technical actually. You need to use your hands, big drops on each side, so you do need to be careful, and care's also needed descending. A very indistinct path and lots of different ways you can go. To join the miners track, which is a good clear solid path now all the way into Penny Pass YHA. That was a tough day though, stunning day but a tough day. We were all well ready for a pint at the Penny Pass YHA that night. the last day. Woke up to good sunshine again. A bit disappointed we couldn't get a packed lunch here at penny past, so we had to pick up some flapjacks, which wasn't really enough really for a big day that we had ahead of us. Gary had, not feeling great, had tapped out today and got the bus all the way to Llanberis. Sat by the lake drinking coffee, and me and Rick decided that we were going to take this route. No path there really, you're just picking your way up the mountain. Well, it's quite obvious where to go. You just got to pick your way up to the summit of Glida Vawr. I think that's pronounced Glida Vawr. Unbelievable scenery up here, amazing scenery. Like a shattered landscape of slate, and then took this very indistinct path, steep, rocky. Had a flapjacks here and a coffee. And then we had a big climb then up all the way to the summit of Urgan. This is beautiful scenery up here again as well. You come across the top of the Devil's Kitchen as well somewhere. Yeah, down here, Devil's Kitchen. We got to here, and rather than take on another ascent, we decided we were going to take this path down, which was a bad idea really, because this path, I can tell you now, is not a path. It's just boggy grass, horrible, difficult terrain, very, very steep as well. Climbed over a couple of fences here. Decided by this point we'd had enough of trying to navigate through these paths, and we joined the road and followed the good footpath along the side of the road anyway, and still good scenery all the way into Llanberis, where we joined Gary for a beer at the Heights pub, and then had a pleasant evening and a curry and all like that, and stayed at Llanberis YHA. Had a nice evening there and a few Clogwyn Gold beers. What a great trip, epic trip. On to the next one.
A video of my finger.